Welcome back to Talk It Out Tuesday. Take a deep breath with me. Just one, because I know the title of today's conversation made your chest tighten before I even said a word. We spent weeks talking about the family fraud, the rules, the physical pain. But tonight we have to talk about the architect. We have to talk about the narcissistic parent. I want to talk to you or to the child who grew up in your house where there was only one room for one person's feelings, and it wasn't yours. I want to talk to the child who learned that the only way to be safe was to be a mirror. You weren't a human being to them, you were a reflection. If you made them look good, you were loved. If you showed them the truth they didn't like, you were shattered. Tonight, we aren't just identifying a personality disorder. We're finding the you that got lost in the glass. It's time to start reflecting their ego and start breathing your own air. That conditional love and the good child was a trap. Do you remember the moment you realized that your parents didn't actually see you? Maybe you came home with a broken heart and they made it about their reputation. Maybe you had a major win and they took the microphone to tell everyone how they raised a winner. In a narcissistic home, you don't have a childhood. You have an audition. You are constantly performing, constantly scanning their face for all the weather report of the day. If they were stormy, you had to be an umbrella. If they were empty, you had to be the fuel. You learned that your needs were burdens. You learned that your tears were manipulation. You became a world-class expert at taking care of a grown adult's ego before you even knew how to take care of your own heart. Anchor team, that wasn't your job. You were a child, not a concierge for their fragile self-esteem. The voice in your head isn't yours. Here is the part that hurts the most though. When you spend 20 or 30 years being a mirror, you eventually forgot that your own face looks like. The voice in your head, the one that tells you that you are too much when you speak up or not enough when you fail, that isn't your voice. That is a recording. That is the ghost of a parent who was never satisfied, played on a loop in your mind over and over. They projected their shame onto you. They took their insecurity, their rage, their failures, and they made you hold it. And because you were a child, you thought it belonged to you. You've been carrying their luggage for decades, wondering why you're so tired. It's time to set the bags down. That shame doesn't have your name on it. It's theirs. So give it back. I want you to hear me clearly. You could have been the most perfect, most obedient, most successful child in the world, and it still wouldn't have been enough. Because the hole in a narcissistic parent isn't a you problem, it's a them problem. Healing starts when you stop going back to the hardware store looking for milk. They cannot give you the validation they don't have for themselves. So, tonight's Talk It Out challenge. Look in a literal mirror tonight. Look at your eyes, not the eyes your mother saw or the eyes your father judged. Look at your eyes and say out loud, I am a person. I am not a reflection. I am allowed to exist without your permission. This is heavy work. This is the kind of work that makes your soul weep because it's finally being heard. If you have stories from behind those closed doors, the ones you've never told because you were afraid people would think you are disrespectful, meet me in the vault this Friday at midnight. We're going after dark to talk about the secrets, the narcissistic, them buried in the basement. The mirror is broken, but the person is finally free. I'm Kalia Chevonne, and this has been Talk It Out Tuesday. Remember, be true to you.